Yeah, it's open.
Oh, problem, huh? What kind of problem? A friend stuck in stubborn ways? I see. That's definitely a symptom of something much deeper. What's a friend's story? A betrayal scenario, huh? Yeah, that can cause someone to become skeptical in any other interactions. What occurred in the betrayal? Oh, I see. Yeah, to be dumped publicly definitely is not the way to go about a breakup. Did the ex say what the reason was for the breakup? Found them boring, huh? What exactly bored them? They wouldn't say. They become real jumpy. Sounds like they haven't healed from the situation yet. How long ago did this happen? A month ago. I see. They looked at you like you were crazy when you advised them to consider professional assistance. Well, you did the right thing by advising. You most likely said it to them out of concern and most likely from viewing multiple cases of them lashing out at people or prejudging them with an angry and snarky attitude, yeah? And it most likely got worse over time, has it not? Yeah, sounds like they are in the phase where they don't want to heal. They may have become accustomed to that anger and bitterness, and also resorting to prejudice in attempts of self-protection, although that doesn't work. Oh yeah, if it's happening with even casual interactions, it's definitely a problem. They are challenging your friendship because you're trying to free them from a toxic mentality? Yeah, it definitely sounds like. Oh, is that your friend texting you? Oh, they want to talk. Oh, they're at the door. Okay. Sure, I'll come with you. Hello there. Nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. Well, if I can share some clarification on that. My sister did not consult me about this subject to harm you. She wanted insights to be able to help you. None of us have all the answers, and there is nothing wrong with seeking others for proper insights to handle situations we lack experience in. Does that make sense? Okay, so before we get started with this discussion, there are some ground rules. Yes, ground rules. And if you want to continue this discussion, you will hear them out, and you will hear them out respectfully, just as you would want to be respected. So term number 1, we will make sure that we hear each other out. Term number 2, hearing each other out does not mean we agree with each other, nor that we have to agree. Furthermore, this conversation is not about agreement, but common sense and discipline. Number 3, in addition to number 2, we are having this conversation to seek the truth and proper resolve. No favoritism. And number 4, each of us will speak to each other respectfully. No snarky remarks, no insults, no belittling from anyone. And before you ask about my tone, that's assertive tone, not humiliating tone. So if any of us do not agree to all of these conditions, then this conversation is over. What say ye? Yes, this family does protect each other from other people with toxic tendencies, as well as any toxicity we ourselves may foolishly embrace. Our main line is we either choose to be an ally or an enemy, and there are specific procedures for those two concepts. So now I ask you, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be an ally or do you want to be an enemy? Which one is it? All right, so let's go through the ally procedures. Even though my sister brought me up to speed on the situation, it's still helpful for you to share your observations. Could be some things she may have missed, so you can add them in. Let's get everything out on the table and then sort it all out. question. When you say she's not listening to you, does that translate to she's not hearing you out, or you just don't like that she's not doing what you want? You're hesitating. Why is that? Why do you believe no one can be trusted? And what are the requisites of being trustworthy? It absolutely hurts when we are betrayed, but does that mean that the rule book gets thrown out the window? Based on the actual requisites of trustworthiness, are we doing anything untrustworthy right now? And right now, the only address you have of untrustworthiness is you're not getting your way with your friends. How does that constitute an untrustworthy status? What you are trying to do now is just get people on your side and think in manners you want to be accepted because of the pain that has not yet been resolved. And if anyone refuses to do it your way, even with undeniable danger, you just label them as an enemy and proceed to gaslight them. Did you not do that with my sister and any other friends who have been trying to encourage you to heal and move on from what happened? So you yourself have committed the very act that you don't even like being done to you, to the people in your life who are showing genuine care, and your conclusion is that's justifiable because of your pain. As many of us would be when we are wronged, we would definitely be angry. But is there not a difference between being angry and being toxic? Even if you did have your ex's image destroyed, considering your statement that no one can be trustworthy, how will destroying them take the pain away when the damage is already done and you're on high alert? If that really is the case, it would take the pain away, then why are you lashing out at other people engaging in casual conversation? What's more, you are rejecting any kind of assistance to get proper help for your current issue to be resolved. So in saying that, you are showing that you are in a mental state where you just want to be right. In your mind, as long as people assist you with doing things your way, even when those ways will destroy you from the inside out, those are the only ones you will call friends. Is that what friends do? Enabling each other to destroy themselves? What's even more is if you are going to challenge the friendship by basing it on whether or not someone aids in your self-destruction, were you and them ever friends to begin with? Furthermore, upon you snapping out of your trance, would you also not blame them for not telling you the truth as it is? So it sounds like you just want somebody to blame for your dysfunction. When we are victimized, yes, it's despicable, but that does not give us the right to destroy ourselves and then try to blame the other person for it. You're right, I don't know you, but the actions you choose can tell people about you. People have been existing for thousands of years, and there has been many behaviors several times over. Therefore, there are commonalities to those behaviors. So the question is, do you want people to know you or just the image of your choice? You're hesitating. And that line, "you don't know me," used in the mannerism you're showing, is one of the most typical lines used when someone who wants to remain unknown is close to being found out. Good question. How does revenge destroy someone? That's how revenge operates. Now you're bringing in another term. There is a difference between self-defense and revenge. Do you know where that line is between the two and what can happen to your freedom when you cross it? I'm asking you where that line is. So now you're engaging in a procedure in which you are not aware of all factors surrounding it. That's not very wise, is it? Self-defense involves stopping an immediate threat. Where is the immediate threat with your ex pertaining to your safety? Are they still attacking you? When and where was the most recent attack? Are they planning to attack you again? Are any of the people your ex embarrassed you in front of trying to attack you? Is there anyone attacking you right now? No. Meanwhile, revenge does not concern about the time frame of imminent threats. The host consumed by revenge only seeks to cause harm toward the party that may or may not have harmed them, usually with greater harm. So in this current scenario, there is no immediate threat, and there has not been one with the ex nor the bystanders in over a month. And with you desiring to counterattack this individual, is this self-defense or is this revenge, upon being enlightened of the definitions? And even if you do get revenge, what risks are there at this point? I'm not going into them, but I will say they do involve you losing your freedom and even more of your sanity. And you will continue to lose your sanity and the local fellowship of your loved ones should you decide to continue on this self-destructive path. Just as these actions are dangerous for you, they are dangerous to your loved ones as well. Your friends see this and are trying to alert you about it, but that's all they can do is inform you. You make the choice whether to accept that information or reject it. And in the case of other interactions, you are condemning people before they even do something wrong. And am I wrong in asking if there were cases recently where some people who originally crossed the line unintentionally, they corrected their behavior and you dismissed their efforts as ingenuine? Guess what? That's another trait of just wanting to be right. You understand what that means? It means you have abandoned all truth and now just want to make up your own. Doesn't matter who you harm in the process. Doesn't matter if you are wrong. You won't even consider the whole scenario of a situation nor the facts thereof. The only thing you currently care about is just being right. And what's worse, even when it is proven beyond reasonable doubt that you are wrong, you will never accept it. The top reason being because of embarrassment, to which one of the reasons for that is because you care more about an image you want others to view about you that is unrealistic. All of us struggle with this, but here's the assuring news. None of us are perfect, but we can progress in being better than we were before. Are there people out there who will correct a wrong with ulterior motives? Yes, but until they confirm that, we are not to make assumptions, right? Right. So we are to treat others how we would want to be treated. And it's easy for that rule to get thrown out the window when we've been victimized by something because of that hatred. Sometimes we go past anger and we go into the realm of hatred. And see, this is one of the dangers of just wanting to be right. We deny all truth and common sense that our own demeanor becomes toxic. Take a look at my sister's face. Is that the look of a bastard or the look of someone worried for your well-being? Aching from seeing their friend going down a self-destructive spiral. And here's the part of her rejection you did not like when you wanted her to just give in to your own personal desires to be self-destructive. Wise-minded people will not go down in flames with toxic-minded people. So if you pursue a life of dysfunction, that's one trip you will take by yourself. If you want this pain to cease, you have to let go of what you cannot control. When we have been harmed, the first thing we want to do is punish that person who harmed us, who humiliated us. But guess what? They are already doing that. Every time they commit an act of dysfunction, of misconduct, they are destroying themselves. And eventually they will destroy so much of their foundation to where they can no longer sustain themselves. So let go of the responsibility you don't have to punish someone, especially when they are punishing themselves. Sometimes we may need to report their misconduct. Therefore, you do that when the situation calls for it. But do not try to carry the weight of a responsibility you don't have to punish someone. You set up a date with karma when you do that. Abandon the desire to be consumed by your ego. See, our greatest enemy is actually not others. It's actually ourselves. It sounds cliche, but by circumstantial evidence, does it not possess truth? It's never easy, and it doesn't necessarily have to be. But what matters more than it being easy is that it's worth it. It's worth being at peace. It is worth it to let go of things we cannot control. And it is worth it to keep the people around us who have our safety and sanity in mind. Well, with that, looks like you and little sis can have some conversations that you can progress through without my presence. So I'll leave the two of you to that. You want me to be your big brother too, huh? Well, I suppose I do come off as a brotherly figure. But are you sure you're ready for all the lectures that may come forth? Little sis will tell you, as I'm sure you've noticed just now, what I have to say can be lengthy. A little bit of pause there, huh? Well, take some time to think about it. But get your peace back. And the only way to do that is by embracing the truth. It's the very thing that helps free us. When you really take a look at the truth, is it really the truth that hurts? Or is it the behavioral dysfunctions it reveals that hurts? Too many times the truth is blamed for dysfunction and misconduct. The truth is not a snitch. It's vital information to free us from lies. Got it? Good. Get to it. Hey there, folks. If you are still watching this far, I thank you. This was one of the tougher scripts that I've written, but it has been refreshing for myself. Some of our greatest challenges are reconciling our relationship with the truth, as well as honesty with ourselves. It is despicable when someone lies to us, but it's just as disgusting when we lie to ourselves and want to stay in the lie so as not to deal with the consequences. But the truth is, we are already enduring the consequences the moment we remain in the lies. Paranoia, worry, denial. But when we embrace the truth and apply the corrections, there are consequences, but the end result involves the paranoia and worry going away. Because by then, we will have closure to the situation. And sometimes that closure is progressional, but our peace will be restored. If we want to be free, if we want to have peace, we must embrace the truth and adjust ourselves accordingly. We cannot use dysfunction and misconduct and expect progressive results. It does not work that way. So we must beware of the desire to just want to be right, since it leads to dismissing all truth that goes against what we wish to be true. Willfully dismissing the necessity for internal resolve only makes things worse, not only for ourselves, but for others around us as well. If we are having trouble mending from our pain, it may be necessary to seek professional assistance. But we have to remedy the bitterness from our traumas as much as possible. We must abandon ego and embrace the truth. It is the very thing that will help free us. I wish you all peace.